right, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your coolish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rock and roll here this evening from the beautiful Iowa Speedway. It is the Slingshot Sim Racing Truck Series about to get underway here for race number 2. Race number 2 about to get underway, and I gotta tell you, this is a wild racetrack, and we're gonna see some craziness unfold here this evening. You guys are in for a treat as drivers out on the racetrack getting their qualifying laps in. Looks like we're going to be starting with 27 trucks here this evening. 27 drivers have loaded into the sim, and each and every one of them are looking for the win here this evening in the Sweet Tea Gang's Slingshot Sim Racing Truck Series. Here on this beautiful Tuesday evening, Jordan LaFond coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. Brycey Bear coming in, showing the love as well with the like and the share here on the broadcast. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whether you're watching it live or you're re-watching it or you're watching it after we're live, make sure you guys do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and or subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube, and definitely jump into that comment section. Let us know who you're cheering for. Who do you want to see up in victory lane as we're going to get ready to set these drivers loose as the Hawk Taw 24. I don't know what in the world that means, but the number 91 rider, Keith Hackney, the Grip Hackney Live NLR machine, a Grip Hackney, will be starting in that pole position to his outside in the Playtech Sport. Vagisil, what is going on here with these fucking truck sponsors? The 49 ride of Joe Hudson there in position number 2. Starting in the 3rd spot, the Sparkle and Shine Anything EC. Number 38, it is Nathan Nixon. To his outside in the number 19 ride, it's another Sparkle and Shine Anything EC ride. That is the Toyota of Sean Jessic. Starting on the inside, a row number 5 in the 2 ride. Good to see this driver back out on the racetrack. It's Shannon Wood there in the BK Hart ride. I don't know what that is or anything else, but Shannon Wood there in position number 5. He's going to have the Team Conti NLR Papa Mike Promotions number 83 to the outside there, starting in the 6th position. Lane Phillips, William McKellar, Matt Hutchinson, last week's winner there in 9th. Daniel Doe to his outside. Alan Wild, Cody DeForge, John Fowler, Sam Colas, Ira Colas, Brandon Zimmerman, Matt Taylor, Leroy Koblenz, Bryce Dickinson, Ty Dickinson, Jordan LaFawn, Jeremy Vaughn, Brandon Honeycutt, Gary Wright, and James Smith bringing up the rear of the field here in the 26th spot. That is Brandon Sanfilippo as he starts there in position number 26. Unfortunately, Daniel Koblenz starting down pit side here, not on the racetrack for the start of this race. Michael Dickinson coming in showing the love, says my main man, Aaron, my boy, let's go, Michael. Let's go, Mama Bear coming in showing the love as well. Ty Dickinson with the heart reaction. John Fowler with the like and the share as well. Michael Dickinson with that heart reaction. Slingshot Sim Racing coming in with that share as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. 200 laps of racing action here from Iowa Speedway as Grip Hackney quickly out in front and looking to open up a lane as everyone trying to to make it down the back straightaway, down out of corner number 2. Each and every driver trying to keep themselves pointed in the right direction. A lot of 2 wide battling out there. Drivers looking to try to move forward early on with the fresh tires. Other drivers maybe trying to save a little bit of tire here for later on in these runs. It's some great racing here already. We see a couple passes. You see that 16 ride of Brandon Sanfilippo coming through here. He's working that Red Bull Racing Mobile 1 number 16 ride up towards the front of the field, but it's all Keith Hackney. So far in this one, Hackney already out to a pretty solid lead here over Nathan Nixon. 0.7 of a second now between first and second position on the racetrack, and Hackney looking to try to run away with this one, trying to put himself into victory lane as Nathan Nixon right there in second. Sean Chesick there in third. Then you see Joe Hudson back in the 4th spot. Daniel Doe right there in position number 5, already up 5 spots here from the drop of the green flag. So the Sparkle and Shine, anything EC, the anything EC machine, working himself slowly but surely through the field here. And now inside the top 5 from that 10th starting position. And he's already looking underneath the 49 ride of Joe Hudson, as Hudson unfortunately sliding backwards. As the 90 ride of Matt Hutchinson right there trying to follow that 2 ride right on through the field. You got Lane Phillips, Cody DeForge in the Race City Racing memorabilia number 24 ride there in the 8th position. And then that 83 of Blake Murray and William McKellar in the 75 ride. Here in this one in the Voltec Fallout number 75 machine, rounding out our top 10. He's got Alan Wild and Shannon Wood right there behind him. Pete Fitzsimmons says, got some work to do, one at a time. Cheered on Mr. Jordan LaFawn out there on the racetrack, as LaFawn definitely has his work cut out for him. He's back in the 23rd position, but patience is key. You gotta be there at the end to have a chance at picking up the win here this evening. Michael Dickinson, Papa Mike coming in with the love here as well with that heart reaction and the share on the broadcast. How are you, Papa Mike, coming in showing the love here this evening as my boy Whippersnapper Tony Whipperman coming in showing the love, says, hey man, what's going on, my guy? What's good, Tony? How are you, my dude? You know what's going on, my dude. Some good, solid racing action here from Iowa Speedway. And these guys are putting on one heck of a show for us, man. So far, some great racing. And out in front, Hackney looking to just continue to keep on cruising here. He's trying to put himself into a different area code as he's almost stretched his lead now to 1 full second between himself and Nathan Nixon. About a second back, you see the 19 of Sean Jessic there in third, and about a second behind him. See a good battle here as Daniel Doe in fourth. In that 4 ride, looks like he's going to duke it out here with the ATL number 90 ride, as the 90 machine of Matt Hutchinson looking strong again here this evening, as some great racing action to start this one. John McNeil coming in showing the love over on the YouTube channel. John, how are you, brother? Coming in showing the love there on the YouTube channel, says good luck, Ron and Zach. And good luck, McKellar, too. Good luck to McKellar as well out there on the racetrack, cheering on the boys here this evening over on the tube. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you guys smash those reactions, drop a bunch of comments, keep the chats flowing here. The more and more comments and likes we get on every single broadcast, the more that the algorithm will push it out to more and more people to bring them in here so they can see the awesomeness that is the Slingshot Sim Racing Series, presented to you by Sweet Tea Gang here this evening, as these truck drivers putting on a great show. You'll see majority of these drivers in our Wednesday night series tomorrow evening as well, including John McNeil, who'll be out there on the racetrack tomorrow night, as we will be heading right back here to Iowa Speedway tomorrow evening. So some more racing action here from the beautiful Iowa. I can't remember what they said in the NASCAR race, but it's something like some crazy number, billions of pounds of corn come out of Iowa every single year. It's one of the major hubs of corn development. So if you're not racing, you're growing corn in Iowa. That's about as much as I know from up here in the booth. And being from Canada, okay, we got some cornfields, but nothing like you guys do. You guys got some corn, I don't even know what you'd want to call it. They're not a field, man. They're just a distance. You got some corn distance out there. I don't even know why you guys say miles per hour in Iowa. You should just say per corn per mile or something, you know, corn per mile. I don't know, something like that. That kind of makes sense. You know, you can go like 8,000 husks per hour. Yeah, that sounds about right. 8,000 husks per hour. I think that would round out to about 100 miles an hour, something like that. As Hackney leads the way here, Nathan Nixon there in second. Sean Jessic in position number 3 with Daniel Doe back in that 4th spot. He's got Matt Hutchinson right there behind him. Cody DeForge working himself up here in the Race City Racing Memorabilia number 24 right as he finds himself in position number 6 with William McKellar there in position number 7. Joe Hudson, Lane Phillips, and Alan Wild back there in the top 10. Rounding out our top 10 here in this one, Blake Murray, Shannon Wood, Ira Kolos, Brandon Zimmerman, and Sam Kolos rounding out our top 15. As Penny L says, go Nader, cheering on Nader out there on the racetrack is my boy Tyler Christensen coming in. Says, hi bud, how are you? I've been very busy. I got back last night. Can we be best friends? Keep up the good work, brother. We can always be best friends. You know that. We can always be best friends, Tyler. 100%. 100% we can be best friends, my boy. Mama Bear says, we have a lot of corn. We have a lot of corn, says Mama Bear. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard you guys have a lot of corn. You produce a lot of corn. And right now, you guys are producing a lot of great racing action. We saw the NASCAR Cup guys here over the weekend. And right now, you do see this number 28 ride, unfortunately, sliding backwards. That's Sam Kolos's. Now you see John Fowler working himself around him as the JB Designs number 94 ride working himself up inside the top 15. He's got Ty Dickinson, a beautiful 09 laser engraving Sweet Tea Gang number 67 ride out there on the racetrack. Is that Papa Mike Promotions PeaceMaker Gaming Machine looking fresh out there on the track, trying to work himself underneath of John Fowler for that 15th spot. Is right there behind him the Mobile One Racing ride of Brandon Sanfilippo there in position number 17. Bryce Dickinson in the House of Speed E&D Farms number 84 in position number 18. He's looking for 17th though, as he's looking back underneath that 16 ride out on the racetrack. Sam Kolos there in the 19th position as Leroy Koblenz back there behind him as the 42, the Sim Motion Machine, the Majors Garage Sim Motions ride there in position number 20 on the track. Jeremy Vaughn, James Smith, Matt Taylor in that Black Diamond Mafia Majula A Speed Shop, Fanatec number 15, that Fine 6 Graphics ride there in 2030. He's got Brandon Honeycutt in the Pals 13 ride there behind him, and Gary Wright in the Yahtzee number 22, rounding out our top 25 on the racetrack. Jordan LaFawn back there behind him is the House of Speed Papa Mike Promotions NLR number 144 there in the 26th position. And unfortunately for Daniel Koblenz, still not out on the racetrack, so a tough break there for Daniel not being able to join this one. It was good to see everyone racing this weekend in Iowa. Yeah, there was so many people racing this weekend in Iowa. I mean, you got all the NASCAR guys there and everything else, man. And we saw a lot of dirt racing there. It was just racing in Iowa weekend for certain. As John Schmidt says, Team Dickinson, drive them like you stole them. John, I couldn't agree any better. Wait, Mama Bear, John, is that the racer? Is that the racer? Because listen, Mr. Schmidt, I still got the Schmidt Happens shirt right here, okay? It's still right here. It's with me almost every single day, okay? So I need to re-up on it. I need to re-up on the merch here. I need to re-up on the Schmidt Happens number 19 merchandise, okay? Send that up to Canada. Hook me up. Hook a brother up here. as Hackney leads the way out there on the racetrack. Nathan Nixon right there in position number 2. Sean Jessic in the 3rd spot on the racetrack is Daniel Doe in position number 4 and looking for more. Matt Hutchinson, Cody DeForge, William McKellar are top 7 with Joe Hudson. Lane Phillips and Alan Wild still rounding out our top 10. Now we're starting to get into the point of this race where tires are going to start to fade away. Things are going to get a little bit tougher and a little bit rougher for these drivers to try to roll around the racetrack. And it's going to be pretty insane to see some of the fall off and how these drivers are going to be able to handle these cars out there on the racetrack. Mama Bear says, we will hook you up. Let's go, Mama Bear. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I like the hookups. I like the hookups, okay? A huge shout out, though, to John Schmidt coming in with the heart reaction on the broadcast. My boy Black Phoenix 843 coming in with the heart reaction as well. And Anthony Karp, my boy Anthony, coming in, dropping the reaction as well over there on the Facebook channel. As my boy John McNeil says, how's Ron doing? Right now, Ron's doing pretty good out there on the racetrack. Everyone's doing actually a fantastic job. We've been caution-free. It's been nothing but solid racing action. We've seen a lot of door-to-door, side-by-side battling. We've seen a little bit of, drivers trying to run away from each other out there, and things are starting to tighten up a little bit more and a little bit more here, and drivers aren't really able to pull too far away from one another. We see Keith Hackney, he does have a good solid lead here at the front of the field, but that 91 run, he's going to start to run into some lap traffic. You're going to have to try to navigate yourself through that lap traffic. And you're going to have Nathan Nixon, who's now up into position number 2. He's only about 2 seconds back behind that 91 ride. So the rock solid Riggs number 38 machine trying to work himself up to the race lead as Sean Jessic slides back there in that 3rd spot. Then Daniel Doe there in position number 4, looking for more. Matt Hutchinson back in the 5th spot with Joe Hudson now up into 6 as Cody DeForge slides back to 7th, and he's got 2 fast cats right there behind him. Lane Phillips, William McKellar right there behind that number 24 ride. One slip up, one mistake, and they could put you 3 wide. And they're looking as the Fallout New Vegas 75 ride looking down to the inside. The Team Conti GG House of Speed number 6 is going to go to the outside as they're 3 wide here out of corner number 2. A big run there on the high side for the 6th ride. And Lane Phillips is going to get a 2-for-1 there out at quarter number 2 as McKellar going to continue to try to battle to the inside of that 24 ride. Blake Murray right there in position number 10 as Shannon Wood, Alan Wild, Ira Colas there in the 13th position. Brandon Zimmerman, Brandon Sanfilippo, John Fowler, Bryce Dickinson, Ty Dickinson, Leroy Koblenz, Jeremy Vaughn rounding out our top 20. Sam Cole is back there in 21st. James Smith, Brandon Honeycutt, Matt Taylor, Gary Wright, our top 25 on the racetrack, and Jordan LaFawn rounding out our top 26 here this evening. And he is, unfortunately, I do believe he's the first car 1 lap down out there on the racetrack. So he's going to be looking for that wave around, and he's going to be looking for a quick caution flag as Hackney not too far away from that Yahtzee number 22 of Gary Wright, as he may be trying to put that, even more cars laps down here early on in this race. It's going to be very hard to come back from being a lap down without a bunch of continuous caution flags. So that could mix things up, could make things very interesting. But right now, this field is pretty held together. Not a whole lot of gap between each of these drivers throughout the field, but some great racing. You see more of it right here as you see that 75 and the 24 still battling door to door there down the back straightaway. The 83 of Blake Murray has joined that battle here, and he's going to try to put his Grip Hackney Live number 83 right into that fight here for position number 8 on the racetrack, as it looks like the 75 finally going to jump up and clear that 24 of Cody DeForge. And some great racing action here this evening, as John Schmidt says, new t-shirt order up. Yes, Sirski, order up for certain, brother. Order up for certain. Listen, the Schmidt happens, that is the best thing ever. I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere with the Schmidt name, and it's one of a kind, trust me, and your cars always look amazing, and I can't wait to, head out to Iowa one of these days and get to see a race in real life. Hopefully, one of these days, head to Boone, maybe if we can get the right people in the right place, talk to the right people, maybe get me up into the broadcaster's booth there with the Aussie and everyone else for the Boone Nationals. That would be something. That would make the trip that much better, being able to jump up there and try to put on a show, maybe just a heat race or something, just something fun, but it'd be something cool to be able to maybe try to go and do in real life. But I mean, no better place than Boone Nationals and everything else with the Flow Racing and all the crew and all the people there. That would be an amazing, amazing thing to be able to do. As Hackney leads the way, continuing out in front, out to a 2.8 second advantage now between himself and Nathan Nixon, as he's trying to put himself into a different area code out there on the racetrack. He's pulling away lap after lap after lap, but Nathan Nixon still running very consecutive laps right there with them, and Sean Jessic actually running a little quicker than both those cars in front of him. Sean Jessic last time by the start finish line, he was the fastest truck out there on the racetrack. So the 19 ride slowly but surely reeling these guys in, but you gotta question whether or not the Grip Hackney 91 ride is giving it everything he's got. Is he running it at 80%, 85% out there on the racetrack, running good lap times, but trying to just be a little bit cautious and, trying to protect his equipment here, maybe save those tires a little bit longer on the evening. It'll be interesting to see if somebody can catch him, and once they do catch him, if they can figure out a way to get around this 91 truck. As Hackney out in front, he's led every single lap so far in this one, as 42 laps of 200 already into the books here at Iowa Speedway, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, these guys have been putting on one heck of a show. As you see the 91 rolling up to some lap traffic here, the 22 rider Gary Wright right there in front of him. Hackney gonna make that hard left-hand turn down to the inside here. He's gonna mess his corner up a little bit different of an arc into the corner entry. He may have to get onto the binders a little bit more, as going through lap traffic, especially as the leader, can be a little bit tougher than if you're trying to make passes with lappers, through the middle of the field. They may be a little bit more, trying to battle to stay on the lead lap here at the front of the field compared to middle of the field. They may just let you go right on by and not try to put up too much of a fight there. And I don't think the 22 is trying to hold up that 91 ride. Kind of gave him the lane down low and kind of just let him scoot on by there without messing Hackney's evening up here on that beautiful number 91 ride. As Mama Bear says, geez, Keith, Hackney let them get caught up. I know, right? He's just running away with it, putting a spanking down on the rest of the field, and all these other drivers, man, they're feeling a little hurt right now. They want to be up there, they want to be racing for this lead. They don't want to see the back bumper of this 91 ride all evening long. And without a caution flag, anything is possible. I mean, I've seen these guys put on some great races and string together some great laps, and we could see this go clean and green all the way to the very end. I may be dead by then, but we may see it happen here. But we will see green flag pit stops if that is the case, and these green flag pit stops could mean everything. They could be make or break on the evening for each and every one of these drivers. You make a mistake, you come down a little bit too quick, you get a 30-second penalty where you gotta stay down in your pit box for that 30 seconds. You lose a lap right there. Each of these laps are about 24 to 25 seconds out there on the racetrack. So if you get a 30-second penalty for speeding in pits, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You may already be in trouble with this 91 truck out in front, but you get a pit road speeding penalty, or you have an issue down pit road where it's going to take up an enormous amount of time, you could almost say goodbye to your chances on picking up a win here this evening. I've seen stranger things happen. Abundance of caution flags put yourself in that lucky dog position. You might be able to get that lap back, but you're going to be setting yourself back there deep in the field and put yourself in a very, very tough position to try to battle back from. So you got to be very cautious on what you're doing out there. Mind your P's and Q's, not make any mistakes, not make too much contact with other cars or the outside wall, and you don't want to make those mistakes down on pit lane. And those are your keys to victory here this evening. Consistency is key. Mama Bear says, Aaron, you need to come to Iowa. Listen, Mama Bear, I definitely need to come to Iowa, okay? I definitely need to go to Iowa. There's a lot of places I need to visit. Trust me, I would love to go to a lot of these places. My schedule is very busy, but trust me, if I can open up a week here or a week there, I might be going on a road trip. I might be doing something cool like that. I can tell you that much, that we got some cool things planned here for the future, and I've been thinking there's a lot of videos that I want to make, just trying to get the funds in the right place for it, trying to get everything lined up where we can put ourselves in a position to make some pretty cool, unique content, you know, that we'll have over on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page, and let everyone enjoy a little bit of in real life footage of, you know, myself and maybe some of my friends and some of my buddies that may be in some of these videos, and you know, think of you know, like Jay Stu or the Sidemen, or you know, even kind of like Mr. Beast videos, kind of like in the line of those kind of you know, videos where they're, you know, a little bit challenging but pretty cool, unique videos, and we can take our own twist and turn on them and, you know, make some pretty cool, funny content, especially up here in Canada. You know, up here in Canada is always a good place to come and, you know, do some crazy stuff and some pretty cool stuff. Iowa should be first on your list. Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not huge on flying, so I'm probably going to drive. And if I drive, then I might go right from like Gananoque down into New York, and then go through like New York and Ohio and a couple other places on the way to Iowa, but definitely gonna be on the bucket list ahead too. Yo, Andrew Hainsley, Andrew coming in with the thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, Andrew? Andrew coming in, smashing the thumbs up here this evening. Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, my boy, coming in showing the love here in this one. As man, the 91 ride, Keith Hackney was shot out of a cannon here this evening. Someone lit a fire under this driver's butt because he has had a move on all evening long, and you see him trying to work himself around the Black Diamond Mafia Majula Speed Shop 5.6 graphics number 15. That Papa Mike Promotions ride of Matt Taylor, as Taylor going to move up the track here. Oh, things got a little tight right there as Hackney went up the track. He didn't, oh man, that was close to 15 coming down, but slowly but surely, you know, these guys, even though they're running some very fast laps, Hackney, he's being caught. We talked about him before. Right there behind him is the 19 to shot Jessic out of nowhere. As Sean Jessic in position number 2, the 19 ride has closed the gap over 2 seconds between himself and Keith Hackney just moments ago, and somehow or another the Anything EC Sparkle and Shine Toyota has found himself right there, reeling in our race leader, and we may see our first lead change of the day in just a few more moments. As Rusty Martin says, hey Aaron, glad to see Boom Boom Fowler made it farther than a car length past the start finish line this week. Yeah, absolutely good to see that Mr. Fowler is able to survive a little bit longer here in this one. So far, he's been running pretty good. He's been running solidly just outside the top 15 here, and just unfortunately made that mistake, allowed the 84 of Bryce Dickinson to get around him there as he got a little loose out of corner number 2. He was able to catch it though and keep it rolling as we see our first green flag pit stop. Here comes the ATL number 90 ride, Hutch. That is Matt Hutchinson, last week's winner. First truck down pit side, so maybe some strategy coming into play here for this 90 ride as he heads down pit side right now around lap number 60. So he may be trying to split this into about 3 different pit stops. Lap 60, lap 120, lap 80 and have something left there at the end, or maybe stretch one of those extra runs a little bit farther. But taking that early pit stop here in the Anderson Transportation and Logistics number 90 Chevrolet as he rolls back out onto the racetrack. This will put him into a very treacherous position as he finds himself now back in the 25th spot and being scored a lap down right now on the racetrack, as we do see the Racers Elite Pals number 13 of Brandon Honeycutt also on pit road, and we may see more and more drivers wanting to jump down here. As here you go, Nathan Nixon in the rock solid rigs, Sparkle and Shine Anything EC number 38. He's gonna head down pit side here. So Nathan Nixon making a green flag pit stop now himself, and this is our first 3 drivers to make green flag pit stops. So Nathan Nixon from third going to come down pit side. Matt Hutchinson was up inside the top 10. Brandon Honeycutt was unfortunately already running deep in the field, and I believe that's going to put him a couple of laps down here. So he's going to need this one to cycle through in a quick hurry to try to keep himself on the lead lap. But right now, we see a bit of a battle starting to brew here for the race lead. Rip Hackney out in front, trying to hold off the 19 rider Sean Jessic, as Jessic's got that 19 ride rolling. He's going to take a big run down to the inside, down into corner number 1 and out of corner number 2. You see the crossover out of the 91 machine of Keith Hackney. Unfortunately, gets a little bit loose there on corner exit, and we get a brand new race leader here at Iowa Speedway. Our first lead change gonna come on lap number 63, and it's at the hands of that number 19 of Sean Jessic, as Jessic jumping up into that top spot now, as we do see Keith Hackney, soon as that happened, hands down pit side here himself. So Grip Hackney from position number 2. He was our race leader for the first 62 laps of this race. Finds himself down pit side. We'll see Cody DeForge headed down pit lane. DeForge got a little bit of right front damage there. Not sure if something happened there to that number 24 or not, as we do see 67 Ryan Ty Dickinson. He's headed down pit road now, as he's got that Sweet Tea Gang 09 Laser Engraving Pop Mike Promotions number 67 ride down on the pit lane. Matt Taylor joining him here as well in a whole gaggle of cars. James Smith, John Fowler, Brandon Sanfilippo, Ira Colas, and Brandon Zimmerman. A lot of drivers coming down pit road all right there together, as Hackney back out onto the racetrack here now. The big question is how long will Sean Jessic stay out there and in the lead, as Shannon Wood down pit side, Bryce Dickinson down pit side as well in the E&D Farms House of Speed number 84 ride, and Leroy Koblenz right there with them in the Sim Motion 42 ride. Also down pit side, Lane Phillips gonna head down, make that hard left-hand turn off the racing surface. And so far, clean and green pit stops here by all of these drivers, and I don't think too many mistakes or issues for a lot of these drivers, so we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out, where everyone lines up, as here comes Sean Jessic, our race leader, gonna head down pit side. So as Jessic comes down pit road, that will hand the race lead over to that 49 ride of Joe Hudson. So Hudson will jump up and lead a lap here, as the number 49 ride there in position number 1. As he leads the way. Blake Murray back in second. Sean Jessic, though, is going to find his pit stall. Daniel Doe, William McKellar all down pit side here, as well as the Fallout New Vegas Voltec. Rob Co Industries, number 75, down pit lane here. And Joe Hudson, he's going to stay out a little bit longer. So maybe some strategy moves here by some of these drivers, as Joe Hudson, Blake Murray still rolling out there on the racetrack. Sam Colas also has not came down pit side as of yet, and that means that Keith Hackney in this 91 truck is the first car 1 lap down out on the racetrack. So with Hackney down a lap right now, he's looking to try to race his way back onto the lead lap, as he's looking to the outside of his teammate Blake Murray, as Murray going to jump down to the inside. See Nathan Nixon right there with the 91. So Nixon coming down pit road a few laps earlier, able to leapfrog him around Sean Jessic, and put himself up into position number 2, and he's right there with that 91 ride of Keith Hackney, and he's trying to take a look down to the inside as Murray does make his turn down pit side as well. So only 2 more drivers left to make green flag pit stops here on the evening. Mama Bear says, Bryce, watch your speed getting to your pit. Yeah, Brycey Bear, watch your speed. Watch your speed getting down pit road. He did a great job. He did a great job. John McNeil, is Ron Lousy in this race? No, unfortunately, John, I do not think that Ronald Lousy is in this one. No, he's not out there, unfortunately. Unfortunately, John, no Mr. Ron here this evening, as he is not out there on the track. We wish he was. We always want to see more drivers, as we do see Joe Hudson down pit side. Sam Cole is also making his pit stop, so that should cycle our green flag pit stops all the way around the racetrack, and that will hand the race lead back over to the 91 ride of Keith Hackney, as Hackney will get back out in front, as John McNeil says, I'll be cheering for McKellar for sure then. Cheering for William McKellar. Listen, the 75 ride, he's been doing a great job here all evening long, and he's got that full tech 75 ride just outside the top 5 right now, running in the 6th position. He's been having himself a great day here at Iowa Speedway. I'm saying a lot of drivers have had a great day here at Iowa, as drivers have been able to run some great laps, some great green flag laps here, as we've been non-stop racing action for the first 75 laps here. 75 laps of green flag racing this next time by the start finish line. So it's just showing you how good, how talented, and how amazing each and every one of these drivers are out there on the racetrack, as the 91 of Keith Hackney, the Grip Hackney Live, NLR, Papa Mike Promotions, Team Conti Performance. Number 91 is going to lead another lap, and that is going to click off lap number 75 here on the evening. Has Ty made a P break? Yet, laugh my ass off. I don't know. I don't know if he's made a P break yet or not. I'm not sure if he's got his girlfriend maybe there with like a pee bottle maybe, or like a catheter, or I'm not sure how he's going to make it through this. But I know the Sweet Tea Gang 67 ride, he's going to really have to go pee. And if he can pull off a good finish here this evening, and he has to come to the booth, listen, he's going to be late to that one, as he's going to go pee like a racehorse somewhere, and as quickly as possible, as soon as this race is over. He may have even went during the, if there's a caution break, he may get his girlfriend or someone to kind of grab the wheel and just pace lap around the racetrack while he goes and use the bathroom. And he's probably itching for a bathroom break right about now, after already 70-something laps of this race in, and you know, almost lap 80 up on the board. These guys have been putting in the work here. It's been about 35 laps straight of racing action, so they're definitely putting in the work, as John McNeil says, what happened to the 24 in the 00? So the 00, unfortunately, is Daniel Koblenz. Daniel never jumped onto the racetrack, so he hasn't actually joined the field here. He was in the server, but he has not jumped in. And yeah, Cody DeForge, I'm not sure what happened to Cody. I'm not sure if internet issues or PC issues or anything, but yeah, Cody DeForge has also left the racing surface, so a tough break there for the Race City Racing Memorabilia 24 machine and for the 00 Daniel Koblenz. As Koblenz never started the race, he didn't get a qualifying lap in either. I don't think he might have gotten a qualifying lap in, but I know he has not turned a lap here in the feature event, and unfortunately for Cody DeForge, he was having a great run up inside the top 10 for a lot of this race. I'm not sure what ended up taking him out. I'm not sure if it was, yeah, internet or PC issues, or maybe he just realized that this was too long of a race, and maybe he had to take a pee break just like Ty Dickinson, who decided to tow that car off the racetrack and go use the facilities before jumping back in. You know, I'm thinking more of the Ricky Bobby when the Laughing Cow ride comes down pit lane, and Buddy's sitting there. He's like, hey, guys, don't worry. I'm going to finish this chicken burger. They're really good. I'm going to make a phone call, and I'm going to be right back, okay? That might be Cody DeForge right now. He might be finishing his dinner and then going to jump back in behind the wheel and get back out there. Who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen, and our imaginations can run wild here. I'm very, I don't want to say sleep deprived, but I am very deprived of energy, even though I seem wound up and full of energy. I've been doing hard work in the sun. It's like 95 degrees out all day today, doing hay and just baling hay and just heave-hoeing and everything else, and it's been a ton of work today out there in the sun. It was like 95 degrees. I'm burnt. I'm wore out. I'm probably got a little bit of heat stroke. I don't know, but it was a long, hard day, and we're doing it again tomorrow too. So look out for that one. I can tell you, I'm gonna be sleeping well. I'm going to be sleeping well tonight. As soon as this race is over, I'm passing out. I'm passing out and going to bed because, you know, 7 o'clock comes early in a quick hurry. So I'll be passing back out again. This Grip Hackney leading the way. He is trying to stay out in front, but you see that 19 ride. Sean Jessic has found something here at this racetrack. He came in a few laps later than the 91 ride did, so he's got a little bit better tire on that car, but nonetheless, even though the tires are fairly balanced, he has been tracking down this 91 machine of Keith Hackney lap after lap after lap once again, and he's looking to try to make the pass and get back around Hackney here for this race lead. Hackney led the first 62 laps of this race before that 19 ride finally tracked him down and took the race lead away from him. About 10 laps later, we saw these drivers make green flag pit stops, and that kind of leapfrog the 91 ride back to the front of the field, but Sean Jessic has been able to battle back here, and he has worked himself right back to the rear bumper of this 91 ride, and it may be a little bit of a cat and mouse situation where the 91 can kind of use his truck, maybe take a little bit of air or dump some dirty air onto the front nose of the 19 ride, try to hold him up and slow him down a little bit more, and maybe try to use some of this lap traffic to his advantage, where if he can clear them nice and easily, but keep that 19 ride where he can't get a run or get stuck behind some of this lap traffic, he may be able to stay in front, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be tough to hold that 19 ride off, as Sean Jessic has found something in that number 19 ride, a whole nother gear, and he's right there ready to pounce. You see him behind the 42, trying to make that move. The 42 watches up the racetrack, lets both of our race leaders go by. Best case scenario there for Sean Jessic, but worst case scenario for the 91 of Keith Hackney, is Hackney trying to keep himself at the front of the field. These guys putting on a great show here for us. It's a little farther back behind them, you see our third place driver, Nathan Nixon, as Nixon there in position number 3. Daniel Dow there in position number 4, and looking for more. William McKellar finds himself now inside the top 5 as Matt Hutchinson, last week's winner, our season opener, he's there in position number 6. A great run here by the 6th ride of Lane Phillips as he rolls in the 7th position. Blake Murray in the 8th spot. Shannon Wood, good to see Shannon back if they're on the track. He's currently running in the 9th spot, but gonna get passed by the 49 of Joe Hudson. Hudson was the last car down pit side, so he does have the freshest tires over everybody else. So a few laps better tires, and he's gonna try to make them count, try to make them work, and see if he can work himself back up towards the top 5 here this evening. Ira Coles there in position number 11, the 29 ride, the KS Designs machine, having a good run there in 11th, as Brandon Sanfilippo there in position at number 12, as Brandon started all the way back in the 26th starting position, the last car on the racetrack here this evening. And that Mobile One Racing machine up 14 spots. He's currently our hard charger on the day, as we see the battle at the front of the field, door to door. Here comes Sean Jessic down low, looking to take this race lead back away. Hackney is not going to give it up easily, as he may have to try to use a little bit of muscle and try to keep these drivers at bay as they go door to door out there on the racetrack. Rusty Martin, my boy, says Jesnick has been a beast the last couple weeks in SSR in general. Yeah, Jessic has found another gear here over the last couple of weeks. He's been working on his racing craft, getting more and more practice in, and you can see all that hard work and practice has been paying off for him as he's had some great finishes, a couple wins, and he's been looking very, very stout here over the last few weeks, and he looks like just keep on rolling here, keep that momentum at a high, and keep on clicking off checkered flags there on the racetrack. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys have been enjoying the racing action, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. If you're watching over on YouTube, make sure you drop a couple comments as well to help us grow even more algorithm on each of our channels. This is my boy Frank Ranger. Frank coming in, showing the love. What's up, Frank? Well, he says, what's up, Beast? What's up, Frank? How are you, brother? How you doing this evening? Frank coming in, showing the big love with that heart reaction over on the Facebook channel. As man, these guys have been putting on a heck of a race and a heck of a show here for us, man. These guys have been a lot of fun to watch here all evening long. And green flag racing now for this entire race. We haven't seen a single other flag other than green here this evening. We're not going to say the word because we're not going to try to jinx ourselves here. As lap 96 up on the board, it's going to get clicked off. Lap 97 will hop up there in just a few more moments. As man, some amazing racing here this evening as Sean Jessic able to jump back up, take that race lead back away from Keith Hackney. Hackney gonna have to try to find another gear here himself, maybe try to use a little bit of pit strategy again to give him the race lead late in this one, as Nathan Nixon about 5 seconds behind our race leader, 4 seconds behind Keith Hackney, as Nathan Nixon back there in third. Daniel Doe back in position number 4. McKellar there in that 5th position with Matt Hutchinson riding there in 6th. He's got the 6th run of Lane Phillips right behind him. Blake Murray in position number 8. He's got Joe Hudson right there trying to reel him in. Shannon Wood back in position number 10 as Ira Coolis back in position number 11. Brandon Sanfilippo there in position number 12. Brandon Zimmerman, Alan Wild, and John Fowler rounding out our top 15 on the racetrack as Bryce Dickinson going to take a look down to the inside of that 94 ride as Fowler got up a little bit high. The 84 of Bryce Dickinson will work himself back into that 15th position as Fowler back in 16th. Leroy Koblenz there in the 17th spot with Brandon Honeycutt there in 18th. Sam Colas there in 19th, and James Smith rounding out our top 20 on the racetrack as the Old Bay Baltimore Orioles Dirty Monkey Motorsports number 10 ride rolls there in the 20th position. The number 3 machine, that is Jeremy Vaughn. He rolls in position 21 with the Black Diamond Mafia 5-6 Graphics Papa Mike Promotions number 15 rider Matt Taylor back there in 22nd. Gary Wright there in 23rd as the 22, the Yahtzee ride there in 23rd. Jordan LaFawn up into 24th here in the Rip Hackney Live Team Conti.gg House of Speed ride there in the 24th position. In 25th is the 67 ride of Ty Dickinson, and we see Ty Dickinson up in the chat as well. Says computer crashed. Computer crash. Not good, Ty. That is 100% right, Mama Bear. Not good at all. Ty, did your computer crash, or did you have to take a halfway break here and go take a pee break? That's the big question. That's the big question. I wouldn't put it past you to do something like that. I really wouldn't. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That sucks, brother. That sucks, my dude. Look, good-looking truck out there, having a solid run. That's a tough break. As Frank Ranger says, looking forward to next season. I guess you're gonna broadcast for us Tuesdays, I believe. Yes, sir. So the next season of the HCK Beagles Truck Series, we will be we'll be back in the booth for those guys. We're doing the first 7 races of this series. Unfortunately, we have prior commitments with the HCK Beagles to be able to. Just don't have enough time to be able to do both, but prior commitments there and committed to the HCK Beagles. We can only do the first 7 races of this truck series, and then we'll be hopping over to the new season of the HCK Beagles, which is going to be a lot of fun as well. It's going to be a ton of fun out there on the racetrack. I wish I could do both of them, but unfortunately, just time constraints do not allow it. As Ty says, both, unfortunately, my bladder was about to burst. My bladder was about to burst. Listen, brother, no doubt, no doubt. I could believe that. I could believe that your bladder was about to expire there throughout this run, and I feel like there might be a few other drivers in that same boat out there as well. As Rusty says, 100 green flag laps at Iowa. Impressive, boys. Keep it going. Yeah, keep it going. This is what we like to see out there on the racetrack. This is some awesome racing. This is absolutely just amazing. I was half expecting this one to maybe go the opposite way. I had a sneaky suspicion that we might see this race be a bit of a caution fest, and from doing hay all day today in that heat and just being burnt and heat stroke and everything else, just dying throughout the day in all of that heat, I was not looking forward to seeing a lot of caution laps here this evening, because I may have fallen asleep. I may have just passed out right here in the booth, and trust me, if I don't keep talking, if I don't keep doing things, I may fall asleep. I may fall asleep. I would have went to bed 3 hours ago if I didn't have this broadcast and if I trusted myself to be able to wake back up to do this, because I was not going to test a nap for an hour and a half or 2 hours and risk missing this or sleeping through it. So definitely awesome to see these guys putting in such good effort, such good racing here tonight, and putting in a lot of good consecutive laps in green flag racing. And as I say that, we do see our first caution flag. Well, it was bound to happen here. It was bound to happen. Our first yellow flag of the day. Unfortunately, James Smith will cause this caution flag to fly here at lap 109. So 109 laps of consecutive green flag laps, one set of green flag pit stops. We were bound to get a second run of green flag pit stops right there, but that caution flag coming out, and it's James Smith that unfortunately has some issues in the number 10 ride. We'll take a look back at the Dirty Monkey Motorsports Baltimore Orioles number 10 ride. See what happens. It looks like he just gets loose here. The tires very, very hot out there, slick, and unfortunately that truck just kicks out and around on him, and as he goes skidding through, a good heads-up piece of drive by the 65 to avoid him right there, but unfortunately that skid down across and through the infield. Flagman getting a great look at that. They quickly throw that caution flag, as we'll take a look and see exactly what he sees here from the cockpit, as he's trying to hang on to this ride, trying to keep it pointed in the right direction. I'm sure he wanted to see this keep on going green, but unfortunately, as soon as he starts tapping that gas pedal, that truck just goes around. He tries to power slide through it and keep it pointing in the right direction. Unfortunately, that truck just keeps hooking left there, and honestly, he almost saved it. That was almost not a caution flag, but unfortunately, iRacing going to throw that yellow, and that will bring an end to our consecutive green flag laps out there on the racetrack. Very impressive racing by all these drivers. As Guy says, my computer crashed because I didn't want to get lapped by Hackney again. Hey, you know what? Valid. I would also probably do the same thing. Just a quick little Alt F4. Oopsie. Didn't mean to do that, as we do see drivers coming down pit side here. Split up. Some drivers electing not to come down pit road unless if other cars deciding to come down early here. I'm not sure if pit lane opened or not, or if they're just going to take the penalty and start towards the back of the pack like they may have already anyways. Trying to maybe get some extra work, maybe try to throw a couple things, a couple wrenches into these cars to kind of help hook them up and get them a little bit quicker out there on the racetrack, as you see Bryce Dickinson rolling back out there, but our race leader still out there on the track unless if we miss their green flag pit stops. I'm not sure if they did come down pit side already or not. They may have. Let me double check here. It does look like, yes, they did come down pit side already. Double check this one. I actually don't see them coming down pit road unless if it was during the caution flag. Nope, I guess they did. They did come down pit side. That is interesting. See Hackney and Sean Jessic. Okay, so we were watching the replay. These guys made their way down pit side in a quick hurry as we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to get a word in from our sponsors over at Scary Strokes as we're going to get a quick little commercial break and a quick drink break for myself as it's been a long night so far, and we're going to get our first look at Scary Strokes.
Where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports.
Alrighty, as we're going to get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing, the lights are off. The official iRacing pace truck. Actually, pace car, as he will make the left-hand turn back down pit side. We are going to unleash this field once again as we're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming. Crank it up here on the restart. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. As our crank it up going to come to a quick close right there, as unfortunately a few issues here on the restart, and we see our second caution flag just like that fly, as I do believe the number, I do believe that was, let me double check here. I do believe that was Nathan Nixon who goes around. He's trying to stay door to door here with Keith Hackney, as Hackney door to door. The 38 gets loose. He washes up the track right there, and as he does, he's trying to stay out of that 91 ride, and unfortunately just kind of cranks the wheel to the left. And as he does that, you're going to see this truck just crack loose, and he goes around here, nowhere to go for Daniel Doe as he gets a little contact there into him, but a quick little 360, a little outside contact there for the 65 ride as he's the outside fence. There's the DoorDash ride, getting a little bit of damage, but virtually not a whole lot of damage for a lot of these drivers, and we should be able to get the track clean and green back and everything else in a quick hurry here. So trying to get all these drivers right back in there onto the racetrack, because we do see Brandon Zimmerman, Nathan Nixon, Bryce Dickinson, Brandon Honeycutt all down pit side here once again. So maybe some pit strategy coming out of these drivers who may possibly want to try to do something different. And we see the 83 ride of Blake Murray. Not sure what happened here to Blake Murray, but Blake, what happened to poor Blake here? Oh no. He's going to pull out and take the race lead. I don't know what's going on here. I'm not sure if he thought maybe he was a lap down. I don't think he was a lap down. This is a strange one. This is an odd one. I'm not sure what was going on here, but Blake Murray just going to ship it down into corner 3 here and come to a stop. Luckily enough, doesn't look like any damage or contact with the wall, and then waits for the pace car in the field to catch back up and get him moving here again. There we go. Sure, he had to pace. Yeah, that's a very good possibility, actually. That is actually very valid right there, Cruz. That is very valid right there. I'm amazed we haven't seen more drivers doing that. I'm amazed we haven't seen just everyone come down pit side for a minute or two to have a caution break, to kind of go to the bathroom and not have those issues. So I'm amazed. I'm amazed. They may have to start asking drivers over race chat if they need that pit stopper. The same thing that Blake just did. Is I was going to say, he was up at the front of the field, but definitely wasn't our race leader, and I wasn't too sure what was going on there with that move. But having to go beat, definitely a good idea. See, Ty, that's how you're supposed to do it. You're not supposed to alt F4, Mr. Dickinson. Come on now. Come on now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just joshing you, brother. I'm just joshing you. We'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing here. We do see Brandon Zimmerman down pit side. Brandon Honeycutt down there as well. He's rolled back out onto the racetrack. Both these drivers down there for quite a little while. They may have had to use the bathroom facilities as well, as 16 right going to roll back out there. Brandon Zimmerman also going to roll back out onto the track, as drivers definitely needed to have their depends on here this evening. They needed to have their diapers on, maybe a little bit of catheter action. I don't know how they would make it the length of some of these races, but they definitely have their work cut out for them. A long race, still a lot of laps left to go, and you better hope that they got their bladders empty before this race, or they don't have a small bladder like Ty Dickinson for this race, because you could be in a world of pain out there on the racetrack if you gotta go to the bathroom and we're running green flag laps for 110 laps. You wanna be in a good position for that one. You don't wanna have to be 50 laps into that, having to go pee and still having, you know, endless laps in front of you, and each and every single lap gonna get tougher and tougher and longer and longer and longer, it would seem. So definitely time just throw a diaper on for some of these drivers. So we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. We're going to get ready to go back into our PeaceMaker Gaming, crank it up. We're going to stay with them here for the first lap or so, and then we will crank it up out there on the racetrack. Let's see if we can keep these drivers clean and green down through 1 and 2, and see if we can get another long green flag stretch of racing action. Contact, though, farther back in the field. Alan Wild going for a spill here down through the infield. No caution flag on the racetrack. What a tough break right there for Alan Wild. I'm sure he is not going to be very happy with this one, as take a look here at Alan Wild on this restart, the 33 ride. Up on the high side here. Unfortunately, 16 does not get a good restart. He gets a shot from behind from the 38 of Nathan Nixon. And as he does, this bump comes right and sends him down the racetrack over the nose. I do believe that is the E&D Farms House, the speed machine of Bryce Dickinson. Nowhere to go. Some pretty good right front damage there for the 84 ride, as he's just trying to hang on to it and keep himself out of trouble there. And see the 33 go for a ride through the grass. No caution flag though on the racetrack for it. So a tough break for Alan Wild as he finds himself back in the 17th position. I do believe he is the first driver, last driver on the lead lap right now, so he's going to be very, very cautious, as the 91 of Keith Hackney able to jump up and take this race lead. So the Grip Hackney machine out in front. We saw him lead about 62 laps during that first green flag run before the 19 rider. Sean Jessic hunted him down. We'll have to wait and see if Jessic is going to play it a little bit easier like he may have did in that first bit of the first part of this race, or if maybe he'll play that 19 or 91 ride a little closer to his heart here in this one and not let him run away into a bigger leader. Just trying to hang right there with him and see if he can beat him late in this one. And Jessic in second. Daniel Dowhow with a great run there in position number 3. Lane Phillips up into 4th with Joe Hudson. They're in position number 5. Blake Murray, William McKellar, Shannon Wood, Matt Hutchinson, last week's winner on the season opener. They're in 9th, and Ira Colas. They're in position number 10 on the racetrack. As we're going to jump into a quick PeaceMaker Gaming crank it up, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, crank up that volume. Cheer on your favorite driver as we crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for all these drivers. A beautiful crank it up session here this evening. Some great green flag laps out there on the racetrack. It's out in front. It's still the 91 of Keith Hackney, as Hackney leads the way, but he's got a very fast 19 of Sean Jessic right there behind him. As these two continue to run at the front of the field, Angel Doe back in that third position, trying to track him down with Lane Phillips and Joe Hudson rounding out our top 5 here on the racetrack. It's Hackney, though, clicking off a few more laps here. The 91 ride has been out in front for probably around 100 laps here this evening. He's had a lot of laps. He's been very, very fast. With that 19 ride, has been the only driver to be able to chase him down, hang with him, and pass the 91 ride here on the racetrack before the first set of green flag pit stops. The 19 with Sean Jessic on lap 63 was able to finally track down the 91 ride and make that pass, and pulled away from that 91 ride by almost a second before we saw Hackney come down pit side. Obviously, all the strategy so far has kind of went out the window for these drivers, as a couple quick caution flags have these drivers down pit side. They were able to get some work done to their cars and back in there onto the racetrack here. So everyone's on about the same fuel and the same tires right now this evening. So things are very, very down to driver ability out there on the racetrack, who can keep their truck clean and green and keep the tires underneath of them for late in this run, and possibly more green flag pit stops before the evening is through, as Hackney leads the way. Jessic still right there with them. These drivers put on a heck of a race. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're just tuning in, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. As my boy Nathan Smith, Nathan, my boy, we miss you out there on the racetrack. He says, good luck everyone at NLR, dealing with some personal things, so I may miss a couple weeks, including tonight. Brother, that is a tough break. We are going to miss you out there on the racetrack, and hopefully whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, brother, hopefully it's nothing major. Hopefully it's nothing, too serious, and hopefully you can get through it quickly and safely and happily, and get back here to the racetrack when need be, and when you're ready to come back. Take your time, don't rush it, and just come back when you're ready and things are settled and you're good. You're good. We don't want to have you coming out here and still having to deal with that stuff, or have that stuff in the back of your mind, or anything else, brother. And hopefully everything you're going through, hopefully it's nothing major, brother. And if it is, man, shoot me a message. I know I'm always able to lend a listening ear and chit chat with you, or anything else, and try to have a conversation. If you need to get a hold of me one of these nights, hit me up, and we'll definitely we can chit chat, talk about life and things, and maybe give you some words of wisdom. I mean, I'm not old, but I feel like I'm a little bit older than you, and we may have been through something similar, or anything else, or it may just be nice for you to get it off your chest and just talk about it. So if you need some help or anything else, brother, shoot me up, hit me up. And that goes for anybody in the chat that's watching, man. My Twitter, my Messenger on Facebook, all of it's always open. You can always shoot me a message, and if I'm not sleeping or something or anything else, I'm usually available that I can try to hop on and have conversations with you, whether it's through Facebook or through Discord or anything else. So that goes for everybody out there watching. It's out in front, the 91 ride. Keith Hackney continues to lead the way here. Hackney's been out in front majority of the evening with the 19 ride right there behind him. Sean Jessic has been trying to figure out a way to get around him here. He's been up on that high side. We saw him get a little bit loose a few times, trying to push that 19 truck, trying to figure out a way to maybe make a pass on that 91 machine. As we start to roll towards a good chunk of change here in this second run. We're into about 160 laps of this race, and about 40 laps left to go here. I expect, drivers will come down pit side around lap number 60, lap number 70 of that first run. And I do believe that will put these drivers, if they come down pit side at the same time, they should be headed down pit road here in the next 10 to 20 laps or so. And that could really make things interesting. When drivers are coming down pit lane, maybe there's someone out there that's trying to save some fuel right now. Maybe came in during that second caution flag, made sure their truck was absolutely filled up, and they may try to stretch that fuel mileage out and try to get themselves possibly into victory lane here on a fuel mileage play late in this race. It'll be interesting to see how it's all going to play out, but I don't know. It's going to be a tough one. We do see Nathan Nixon. He is headed down pit side here. Alan Wild also down pit road, so possibly the first sets of green flag pit stops already coming right at you here on lap 160. So drivers maybe trying to split that final bit of a run here up and taking that gamble, coming down pit road early, seeing if they can leapfrog some drivers and maybe better their finishing position. You do see Nathan Nixon, Leroy Koblenz, Alan Wild down pit side. So Alan's going to roll back out there, currently scored in the 18th position on the racetrack. Leroy Koblenz there as well. He is currently scored in 17th. Nathan Nixon currently scored in the 15th spot, now 16th, as Ira Colas is able to work herself around him as the 29 ride there into the 15th position. Sam Cole is right there in front of him there in the 28. Willie McKellar is having a great run up inside the top 5 here. He's fallen back a little bit. McKellar back in position number 13 on the racetrack. I do believe he is the first car one lap down here, so tough break for William McKellar. He's going to be looking for that caution flag and possibly a free pass back onto the lead lap, as now we see more drivers headed down pit side. Daniel Doe, Brandon Zimmerman, both down pit lane here, as well as Bryce Dickinson having a good run. He's up inside the top 10 in that E&D Farms House of Speed Pop Mike Promotions Team Conti D on GG machine. Rolling there in position number 10. A good drive so far for Bryce Dickinson on the evening, but his teammate Keith Hackney has been out in front, continuing to lead the way here. Hackney leads the way, but he's got some fast cats back there behind him as Sean Jessic once again here through some of these green flag pit stops, and as these tires start to fade away, he's putting the pressure on the 91 ride, trying to figure out a way to maybe get back around him, maybe open up a little bit of a lead here, maybe give himself a little bit of a cushion. Now it could come down to some pit strategy. We saw the 91 ride come in before the 19, before that caution flag was thrown in during the first green flag run. So maybe we see this 19 ride of Sean Jessic come down first, and there you go. Jessic does come down pit lane first, so Sean Jessic maybe trying to pull one over here on Keith Hackney, coming down pit lane a little bit early, maybe able to leapfrog him and give him the advantage to put himself out in front, where Hackney may not be able to battle back here as he sees William McKellar rolling around. I do believe McKellar has also made a pit stop here, and that will put him back onto the lead lap already. So McKellar looking strong as there you go. Keith Hackney, he can't risk staying out there any longer. If he stayed out for a couple more laps, that would have definitely leapfrogged Sean Jessic back in front of him, as Jessic, pit stop's done, but there you go. Jack Stan's going to finally go down. He's going to go up through the gears here. He's going to try to run down across the back straightaway into corner number 3 and 4 and down across into corner 1 here. Maybe see if he can end up in front of this 91 ride. Hackney maybe going for a quick pit stop, so it's going to be interesting to see this race off of pit lane here and how it's going to work out for him. But Willie McKellar actually does leapfrog the 91 ride as well here, so McKellar may be our race leader as 91. Keith Hackney going to get rolling. Here comes Sean Jessic. That was the battle for the race lead. Jessic with a head of steam here. 1 lap better tires here, or 1 lap older tires now. Then Keith Hackney. But you see that difference. That is the gap here as we see one driver spinning down on pit lane. Not sure if that was Shannon Wood. Who was that? That was Brandon Sanfilippo. Unfortunately going around there on pit road. No caution flag for the Mobile One Racing ride, but a tough break there. Those are those penalties and those issues on pit road that you'll want to avoid here as see this battle. 19 rider Sean Jessic getting down pit road here first, and we do see another driver, Matt Hutchinson, last week's race winner. He goes around here trying to get down pit lane. Once again, no caution flag as he sends it in here. Unfortunately, just looks like he's going to lock up the rear end and trying to avoid. Oh, he doesn't avoid the sand barriers right there on the pit wall, and He clips him, and that created a ton of damage on that right front of that 90 ride. It's laying over there quite a bit, so possibly a ton of damage here for this 90 machine. As you see, that right front tore apart, and unfortunately that crew is going to have to do some hard work here to get him not only back out onto the racetrack, but trying to fix that damage here, especially down on green flag laps, is going to be very, very tough to do. That car is still being serviced, and they're looking to try to get him back out there onto the racetrack. As Brandon Honeycutt also down pit side, as William McKellar is our race leader out there on the racetrack. McKellar came down pit side earlier than pretty much everybody else out there on the field. He snuck it right by us. Well, McKellar out in front. He leads the way here. Sean Jessic back in position number 2 by about 6.5 seconds. Now, he does have a lot better tires, where he's tracking down William McKellar in a quick hurry. Last time by the start-finish line, he was about 1.5 seconds quicker than William McKellar. So McKellar may have company here in a quick hurry, and the strategy for the 75 ride may not go to plan here this evening. So he's going to have to get a move on here, or hope that the lap traffic between himself and the 19 can hold this 19 ride at bay and maybe let him run away to a win. But once again, down across the line, almost over a second again, a second and a quarter quicker than the 75 ride with Sean Jessic and Keith Hackney. Is Hackney right there in position number 2 here, as Sean Jessic rolls the inside lane. Hackney trying to roll the middle to outside lane here, trying to hunt down that 19 ride, knowing that he had the race lead before these green flag pit stops. The 19 came down pit road 1 lap earlier. He was able to use that to his advantage to leapfrog the 91 ride, put Hackney back behind him, and this could be the battle for the race win, as now it's down to 4 seconds between McKellar and Sean Jessic. So fortunately for the 75 rider, McKellar, a good strategy possibly may not work out for him here in this one. There are still a lot of laps left next time by the start finish line. 25 laps of racing action left to go here. So as he comes down across the line, 25 laps, and unfortunately the gap he had between himself and our second place driver is now diminished to 2.5 seconds, and unfortunately I don't think he's going to be able to hold him off here for 25 more laps. He'd have to give up 1/10 a lap to stay out in front, but he's giving up a lot more than that. He is way off the pace compared to that 19 ride. Even last time, he was a full second slower than Sean Jessic, and Jessic is zooming towards him. Same with Keith Hackney, and it's going to be tough to beat those two drivers. We see Ira Colas in the 29 ride up into position number 4, looking for more here as Daniel Doe trying to work underneath of that 29 machine. Joe Hudson back in position number 6. Lane Phillips there in 7th. Blake Murray there in position number 8. Nathan Nixon there in 9th. And Shannon Wood rounding out our top 10 on the racetrack. Brandon Zimmerman, Brandon Honeycutt, Brandon Sanfilippo there in 13th, as Brandon's in 11th, 12th, and 13th on the racetrack. Alan Wild up there in 14th. Bryce Dickinson currently scored in the 15th position in the EMD Farms House of Speed number 84 ride, as Leroy Koblenz back in 16th. His contact! Around goes the 28 ride of Sam Colas, and that will be the caution flag. The yellow flag is going to fly late in this race, our third yellow of the evening, with only 22 more laps left to go. Oh, baby! This is going to get wild. This is going to get very, very interesting to finish off this feature event. So we'll be going back green flag racing with under 20 laps left to go here. And now the big question is going to be, you come down pit side. Do you stay out? Do you risk it here for the biscuit? Or do you come down pit side if you got an extra set of tires behind pit wall? Do you put them on and try to run down a lot of these drivers? I feel like William McKellar, his hand may be forced right here. He was giving up a ton of time on the racetrack, over a second a lap. In that 75 ride, he may be forced to have to come down pit road. For a lot of other drivers who just made green flag pit stops 5-10 laps ago, they may not want to come down pit lane. they may stay out there and risk it, but McKellar could have the best tires on the racetrack, and I do believe there's only about 14, 15 drivers left on the lead lap. There's 15th. I do believe Leroy Koblenz is the first driver 1 lap down out there on the racetrack. So if the 75 ride was to come down pit lane, he would be scored in about the 15th position on the restart. So he'd have to pass 14 cars, get back to the front of the field. That is a very big risk, as you see a couple drivers taking their P breaks once again. You see the 83 ride of Blake Murray. He's going to try the exact same thing he did last time. I do believe there was a couple other drivers that were going for the same strategy, get in front of the pace car, go use the bathroom, get a quick little bathroom break in there, and may have to make up some time here as he have to rejoin the field and put himself back into a good position. But Blake Murray going to the bathroom here again. There you go. He's got her rolling. He's going to get back into where he's supposed to be, which is right around that same spot that he's at right now. The car that he just went around, that was our unfortunate driver to pull out the caution flag here. Sam Cole is unfortunately running into issues here in the 28 ride. They're 3 wide here, and that's our race leaders with them. We missed this. Oh, we missed this one. The 19 ride makes a little contact there with the 28, and Keith Hackney nowhere to go here. We saw it just out of frame, and unfortunately for the 91 rider, Keith Hackney, he gets some hard contact right here as the 28 ride, I don't think, realized that 91 rider was up there and trying to stay out of the 19. Goes up the track, unfortunately, right over the nose, right over the lap there of our third place driver at the time, Keith Hackney, and a very dominant car on the evening for Keith Hackney. We'll see if we can take a look here from Hackney's perspective on the racetrack, as I'm sure he did not want to see this one, especially getting collected as he's trying to work around this Harley Davidson number 28, trying to track down our race leader and battle with that 19 ride. You see, he just runs out of room up there on the high side. The 28 line goes over his nose, and fortunately some pretty good damage there for that number 91 ride. As Willie McKellar, he's going to stay out on the racetrack here. Full strategy, Cotton. Let's see how this one plays out for him. He was giving up about a second a lap before that caution flag, and not sure if this strategy is going to work out. A lot of drivers back there behind him have fresh tires, where his tires are quite a bit older and obviously definitely struggling out there on the racetrack. So be interesting to see how this Voltec Robco All Out New Vegas number 75 ride will deal with all that issues here on this restart, as Tom Jensen can be right there with them. Dave Dowen, Keith Hackney, Ira Colas, Joe Hudson, Lane Phillips, Blake Murray, Nathan Nixon, and Shannon Wood are top 10 out there on the racetrack, as we'll get ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in just a few more moments, and we'll be right back after this quick break and quick commercial break from our sponsors over at Scary Strokes.
Where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini-golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside a virtual reality arena, and you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games and cruise rides. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill.
Alrighty, we're going to cut that commercial break a little bit shy there as we head down to the Geico Restart Zone. We are going back to Green Flag Racing here from Iowa Speedway. The 75 ride, unfortunately not getting the restart he was hoping for right there, but the 91 of Keith Hackney, he may have got the door open that he needed. Door to door with Sean Jessic down the back straightaway. Here into corner number 3, he's going to try to slide up and clear the 19. They're going to run out of room. Contact, more contact. Hang on to the 91 down through the grass. Here into corner number 1, he's trying to keep the 91 pointed in the right direction. Some heavy contact contact right there, and look out, meow, because here comes that Sparkle and Shine Anything Easy number 4 machine of Daniel Dow right into the battle here as he's going door to door, almost banging fenders there through corner number 3 with the 91 of Hackney. As Hackney able to hang on to position number 2 there, a good piece of driving from that 91 ride as he was somehow able to hang on to that ride as he was sideways down the front straightaway and down through the grass. Able to stay right there in position number 2 as he's going to try to track down this Anything Easy Sparkle and Shine number 19 of Sean Jessic. As Jessic leads the way late in this race down across the line, 13 more laps left to go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. These drivers are putting it on for you. As deeper in the field, you see these drivers duking it out here. Nathan Nixon trying to work himself up through the top 10. The 2 ride of Shannon Wood right there in the thick of things. Joe Hudson a little 3 wide. Here is Bryce Dickinson. Down low here on Ira Golis and Brandon Zimmerman. Now here you go, you see Brandon Sanfilippo in there as well as Filippo trying to poke his nose into that battle. In position number 14, Alan Wild. Leroy Koblenz, our top 16 on the lead lap here this evening. Sean Jessic out in front. They're starting to open up a little bit of a lead again between themselves. Our top 2 have been at the front of the field here for majority of the laps this evening. The 91 ride. Keith Hackney, though, has led majority of the laps, but it doesn't matter how many laps you lead in the race as long as you lead that final lap of the race. If you can lead the final lap, that means you're able to put your car into victory lane. Doesn't matter if you lead 199 laps. It's only the last lap that truly matters here on the racetrack. So you want to be that first car across the line to pick up that checker flag as the 91 ride. Keith Hackney trying to track down our race leader as a tight battle back here behind him as the 4 ride of Daniel Dow trying to hold on to position number 3. Blake Murray gonna jump up and clear the 4 ride, and they're gonna continue to battle here as Murray trying to jump up into position number 3. Is he Lane Phillips right there in the picture as well. Phillips trying to work himself up in there as well as the 4 rider down gets very loose at a corner number 4 or corner number 2. Almost goes around as we do see the caution flag fly. Good run here for Brandon Honeycutt as he's found himself up into position number 6. Keller back there in 7th, and we see another caution flag, our 4th yellow of the day. Not sure exactly what this one was for. See if we can see what happened here around the racetrack. There you go. Looks like Bryce Dickinson running into some issues here. The END Farms number 84 ride. Some tight battling back here, and unfortunately looks like he's going to get some hard contact there. The 65 ride. I'm not sure if he just looked very loose here down the straightaway. Makes a little contact there with the 84, then up against the wall, then back down into the 84. That may have cut down a right front tire or broke some suspension there on Bryce Dickinson's ride, and unfortunately that car, he sends it into corner number 1 here, trying to stay there, trying to have some fun with them. Unfortunately, this looks like the 84 ride. The car just does not want to turn here down into the corner, and unfortunately that car just very unbalanced, possible right front damage, and you can see that car just, he's trying to get it to turn. He's trying to get it to turn. Unfortunately, he just keeps washing up the racetrack there after that contact. And 65 ride's going to meet him there on the outside, and some pretty heavy damage there for 65. The 84 and that 33 ride, a Wild, going to get some good damage there onto the front end of that 84 ride as well. So a couple tough hits out there on the racetrack late in this race. And now we're going to run into another situation here. Do you come down pit side, or do you stay out on the racetrack? We did see Bryce Dickinson come down pit road. We also saw Joe Hudson and Alan Wild also come down pit lane. Now, these drivers have extra tires behind pit wall. They may be able to use these to their advantage and possibly be able to drive up through the field. You see Bryce still down there getting work done to his car. I do believe that will put him a lap or so down. Here is Alan Wild able to roll back out onto the racetrack. Currently scored in the 16th position as Bryce right now scored in 17th, now 18th. And he's going to have extensive work and extensive repairs to do to that 84 ride. Unfortunately, a very solid evening here for maybe going astray, and a tough break there for the 84 ride, having a solid run here this evening. Now, we've seen some craziness on these restarts, but I don't know if this is going to get a lot more crazier here in this one, as Penny L says, Dad says, get up, Nate, and skate. Get up, Nate, and skate. Yes, ma'am, Penny. Yes, ma'am. Telling Nader to get up there and get moving. These drivers, man, they have been putting on some heck of a race. All these drivers doing a fantastic job. A lot of green flag laps. They're able to work themselves through it here, and it's going to get close to, it's going to get very, very interesting here on this final restart. Man, this is going to get probably pretty wild. Sean Jessic is a fairly extensive, fairly clean driver. So isn't Keith Hackney and Blake Murray and Daniel Dow, Lane Phillips. They're all very, very clean drivers. They're all very fast drivers, but they're all very aggressive, and they're all very, you know, each and every one of them want to be in victory lane. Not one of these drivers is here to come home in second. They want to be that first car across the start-finish line, and this may get dicey here late in the race, as Sean Jessic will have to, he's going to have his work cut out for him here on this restart. He's going to have to hit his gears perfectly and try to keep that anything EC ride at the point and keep these NLR rides back there behind him, and so many other great talented drivers throughout our top 10 that may be within striking distance of taking this win here this evening. So we'll get one more quick look here at our sponsors, as Matt Hutch says, I ruined my race trying to pit, shaking my head. Never done that. Matt, we saw that. Unfortunately, we saw that, brother. We saw that that pit stop and the contact with the safer barriers there on pit entry, and tons of damage on that right front. A tough break there for you, dude. Tough break for you. Definitely would have been interesting to have last week's winner in contention and possibly trying to run for the win here in this one as well, but unfortunately, that contact, that damage, a little too extensive, as we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. You do see Keith Hackney way down the racetrack here, cleaning the tires off this 91 ride. I'm not sure what's going on here. He may be out of gas or something. What's going on with the 91? He's rolling down pit lane. I think Keith Hackney may be out of fuel. He's taking his truck off the racetrack. Hackney done and out as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. Sean Jessic now has Blake Murray down to his inside, is down through the go restart zone. A good restart for the 19 ride, but Blake Murray trying to stick right there with him. Here comes Lane Phillips trying to push his teammate in the 83 right down to the inside of the Anything EC number 19 ride. 2 Sparkle and Shine Anything EC machines there in the top 4 and 2. Grip Hackney Live House of Speed machines right up there as well, as Blake Murray gonna get the run down through 3 and 4. He slides up and across the nose of Sean Jessic. Blake Murray will take that race lead away, but back down to the inside goes that 19 ride. The crossover there for Blake Murray is the 19 of Sean Jessic, looking for a big run down this back straightaway, but door to door down into quarter number 3. Murray looking to try to slide up once again in front of that 19 ride. He can't quite get there, as the 19 ride is gonna see that white flag fly first. Contact back there behind him. No caution flag on the racetrack as of yet. They're gonna race back to the line, door to door out at quarter number 2, the final time down the back straightaway here at Iowa Speedway. Into quarter number 3, out at quarter number 4. They're gonna drag race back to the line. The 83 off the track, contact. Around goes the 19 as Blake Murray is gonna pick up the win here at Iowa Speedway. What a run and what a drive for the 83 ride, as Blake Murray picks up the win here in the Slingshot Sim Racing Truck Series, presented to you by Sweet Tea Gang, as the 83 will pull himself up into Iowa Speedway victory lane. Sean Jessic sideways down through the grass across the line will come home in second, and his teammate Daniel Dow will come home in position number 3. Lane Phillips and Brandon Honeycutt rounding out our top 5 here on the evening. But man, oh man, oh man, a late race charge, a late race restart Taking out one of the Team Conti Sim Performance House of Speed Grip Hackney Line Papa Mike promotion rides as Hackney ran out of fuel down the back straightaway, took it in pit side, unfortunately did not finish this race. That handed the front row on the restart to his teammate in the 83 in Blake Murray. Made no mistake of his opportunity and he takes it right down to the bank and cashes in a checkered flag here at Iowa Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, there you go. Some great racing action. Let's get some congratulations up in the chat here, not only for our top three, but our entire field, putting on a heck of a show here for us this evening, and a huge congratulations up in the chat here for that 83 ride of Blake Murray picking up the win as we'll get ready to jump up into the broadcast booth here with our top three finishers. As Bryce Dickinson says, 2 weeks in a row, should be used to it. Oh no, brother, 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, that's a tough break. That's a tough break for Brycey Bear, tough break for Hackney, tough break for a few of those NLR drivers, but a good one here. Blake Murray picking up the win, man. That is a big win here for the 83 ride. He's going to be pretty pumped up about getting the dub here this evening as we'll get ready to pull him up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview, as I don't see Blake in there yet. Let's see if we can get Blake over into the waiting room, the top three waiting room here, and we'll pull him up into the booth once we see him in there. But right now, he is not in there, so we need Blake Murray. There we go. We see him in there now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, Blake Murray, as he picks up the victory here this evening at Iowa Speedway.
Hey,
Blake, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
Go ahead.
Blake, man, what a run, what a drive as you're able to take a downfall from your teammate Keith Hackney. I'm not sure what happened to him there at the end. We saw him wiggling that car around, trying to keep it down on the apron. Looks like he ran out of fuel late in this race, which gave you that front row start here on the restart, and you're able to use it to your advantage as you cash in a big checkered flag here at Iowa Speedway. You park that 83 ride up here in victory lane, man. Take us back through those closing laps and how much fun you had out there on the racetrack here this evening.
Well, going into the night, I really didn't think I had a shot because I know a lot of guys that's been practicing, and I didn't make many laps till the server opened, so I really was expecting it, and I really just rode around half the race, and we had a late caution, and I knew there was a few guys up front that was on like way older tires. So it really threw a curveball for all of us, and keep getting black flag there at the end. I thought I gave it away when I missed the shift on the start, but yeah, it was good.
Absolutely amazing finish, amazing way to end a great race here this evening as the 83 ride finds himself away into victory lane. Mama Bear and a lot of other people in the stream cheering you on, watching you pick up the win here this evening, Blake. A great run and a great drive here for you. And as you said, you know, for a little bit of that race, I think everybody was just riding around there for a while, except for maybe Sean Jessic and Keith Hackney as they battled at the front of the field. Everyone else was pretty content where they were. There was some good side-by-side racing and some passes here and there, but really just some great runs out there, man. We saw 109 laps before our first caution flag, and this seemed to be, you know, a very long race, even though it took about the same average time as a regular race. We just didn't have a whole lot of cautions. It was non-stop green flag racing, and we suddenly had to pull around the pace car there a couple times and maybe take a couple quick pee breaks there in those closing laps.
Yeah, I had to. It sucks to see Keith get black flag, but I don't know about all that. But yeah, Sean made me get up on the wheel. Thanks him for racing me clean. Yeah, I had to go to the bathroom about 3 times. You know, I drank my tea. But yeah, I just got lucky on the restarts right there at the end, and it was just, you had to be there at the end. I knew it was a long race, so I was just really trying to conserve. I know on them cold tires up off the corners, it would get pretty treacherous. But yep.
Well, you're able to make it work here this evening as you park yourself up in victory lane. Blake, a great run and a great drive here, and a huge congratulations. And who would you like to thank here for such a great performance here on the evening from Iowa Speedway?
Thank Keith for everything he does. I really didn't know anything about asphalt. Him and Cruz, yep, it's a lot better than dirt. I don't care what nobody says. But yep, thank you for the broadcast. Thank you, John, for the league. Great Hackney Live. NLR, House of Speed, Team Conti, Tunnel Vision, Keith for always making me look good in the truck, and yep, that's it.
Beauty. Well, Blake, a great run, a great drive, and we can't wait to see you guys back out there on the racetrack next Tuesday. Maybe we'll see you right back up here in victory lane, brother. It's a great drive, a great performance, and a heck of a run. Congratulations again on picking up the win, and don't party too hard down there in victory lane.
Yep, thank y'all.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Blake Murray as Murray picks up the win, parks the 83 ride up in victory lane. And now we hear the end of that one. We didn't know that Hackney got black flagged there at the end. We don't make any of those decisions. I was as blind as you guys were there at the end. I thought he ran out of gas. I thought he ran out of gas right there. But man, that's a tough break for Hackney, having a great run and a great drive there. I don't know what the black flag was for or anything else, but I mean, hey, it worked out all right, I guess, for the team-wise, as Murray was able to pick up the win there. But man, that's a tough one. As Acty in the chat says, nobody likes the black sheep of the league. Laugh out loud. Oh well, I'm withdrawing from this league. From that, can't run paints, can't do anything. Peace out. Oh, brother Keith, my boy. No one ever likes to see that, my boy. No one ever likes to see that. I don't know what was going on there at the end. I honestly, we thought you ran out of fuel. I thought you ran out of fuel. You were swerving the car a little bit there on the apron, and you were rolling on the apron there like you were trying to keep that car kind of, just, out of the way and kind of trying to keep it clean and, maybe keep that fuel cell a little bit more balanced there. And obviously, we heard there from Blake of the black flag. Tough break for certain. And hopefully we don't see a, peacing out. Hopefully we see you still come out here and run some more. I don't know what the black flag or anything else was for, but or whatever any of the other stuff is from. But we don't want to not see you out there, man. You always put on a good show, good racing, and see racing like we saw here tonight, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So don't dip yet. Don't dip yet. Is my boy Jeremy Vaughn. Jeremy coming in, showing the love as well with the like on the stream. How are you, Jeremy? Jeremy coming in, showing the big love here this evening as we're going to get ready to pull our second place finisher, Sean Jessic, up into the broadcast booth as Hackney says 500,000 other leagues. I'll take my talents elsewhere. Well, hey, I got another truck series that starts up in about 5 weeks from now. HCK Beagles, brother. You can get in over there. I don't know if they have an I rating cap or whatnot. I don't know what it would be, but yeah, another truck series 5 weeks from now that you can hop into over there at the HCK Beagles if you're interested. I'm sure they're always looking for more good competitive drivers as well. But we're going to get ready here to pull our second place finisher, Sean Jessic, up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Sean, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker broadcasting booth. Taking a copy?
I got you.
Sean, man, what a run, what a performance here in this one. As we saw you kind of leaning back, hanging out there for the first 60 laps or so, probably about the first 50 laps, and then we saw you unleash the beast. You chased down our race leader, Keith Hackney. You're able to make that pass on lap 63, the first lead change of the evening. About 10 laps or so after that, you're able to open up, a second or so lead over the 91 run. Then we saw some green flag pit stops starting to get underway here. He was able to leapfrog you there, coming in before you, but you battle back, you get back to him. And then our first caution flag there at lap 109 as you were able to take that race lead away from him there. And obviously we saw a lot of great battling between the two of you in those closing laps, door to door and back and forth, and nose to tail running there, trying to get every inch you can, every ounce of tire and talent out of these cars to be able to get the one up on one another out there, man. And obviously we never like to see the way it ended up finishing. I didn't know it was a black flag for whatever reason, I don't know, but was definitely going to be very interesting to see how it would have played out between you and Keith here this evening. And, it didn't disappoint nonetheless, as Blake Murray put on a great show there late in the race as well. You two duking it out there in those closing laps, man. Take us back through this one, and, what's going through your mind there late in this race?
Well, I mean, my first ever laps were about 10 minutes before this race started, so I didn't even know where I was going to qualify and how the race was going to pan out. Qualified pretty well there in fourth, and just kind of hanging out and trying to save my tires and see how this truck handled, because I didn't really know anything. And then as that first run went on, I realized that I had a really good long run speed. Was able to run Heath down by about 3.5, 4 seconds or something like that, and get on by him. I don't think he would have leapfrogged me if I had a clean pit entry there under green flag stops that first time. I know there's a little mix up there with the lap car. He was going in, and I don't even know what went on there, to be honest. But I had those 4 or 5 lap pressure tires than he did, and I mean, if it stayed green the whole way, I was clear out in front of him, had more fuel, had more tire. I wouldn't see how I'd lose that race unless I got wrecked. Or a yellow came out.
Yeah.
I mean, I really didn't have too much short run speed there. I know he got by me on that one 40, 50 lap run we had there, and I knew I was still faster than him. I was still saving a little bit in the beginning, running back behind him. I couldn't get around him. And then at the time where I felt like I could, our tires just kind of evened out. So I hopped in the pits there and jumped up in front of him, and unfortunately those last couple of yellows came out, and I really didn't have any short run speed there. So I mean, there's nothing I could do. If I would do it all over again, I would have ran that middle line there in 3 and 4. I think I win the race if I do that, but you live and you learn.
Absolutely. Great words right there. You live and you learn. You take everything that you saw here this evening and put it into your memory bank or into a notebook and have that kind of knowledge here for the next time you run this speedway. That it be these trucks, or even tomorrow night when we come back here in the Cup Series, some of what you learned here this evening can go into that race, and the knowledge that you earn race after race after race, making you that much better and that much faster out there on the racetrack. And we saw that there in that first run. You really came to life. You really started to find your groove. And I said that in the broadcast as well, as I think you found something out there. You kind of found a different lane. You kind of figured out how to get around this racetrack, and that's really where you started to find that speed and chase down that 91 ride. But, man, late in this race, that late race restart, door to door there with the 83 ride, a couple sliders, a couple crossovers. Man, you guys were putting on a heck of a show there, and, sliding down through the grass, coming across the line, still being able to hang on to a solid P2 is going to feel pretty decent on the day here, and definitely maybe one that slipped away from you as you were a very, very fast truck. I'm sure Hackney's thinking the exact same thing, but, man, you guys put on a great effort and a great show for us here all night.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that one got away, but, what can you do?
Absolutely, brother. Well, Sean, who would you like to thank here for such a great run and great performance here at Iowa Speedway?
I'd like to thank Sparkle and Shine and anything you see, Sean over there with them. Thank you for everything, you do for us, do for our team. It keeps us running there. I'd like to thank Danny Dow and Nate Nixon for running with me tonight. I probably wasn't really going to go run this race thinking how it was such a long race, and, I got bedtime now. I'm getting old. So they convinced me to run tonight and, put in 30 or so laps there in practice and, getting a pretty good finish. I mean, obviously it's not what I wanted, but, big shout out to them and, thank you to you for putting this broadcast on, twice a week now. I look forward to go watching these back and seeing what was going on during the race and being able to go analyze that and take that for the next race.
Absolutely, brother. Always good to go back and rewatch them and learn everything and figure out different lines or different runs drivers were getting or different strategies that were being playing out there in the race as well. But, man, Sean, a great run and a great performance here in this one. I know you got a bedtime. I'm thinking the exact same thing. I'm exhausted after a hard day out in the sun. I am ready for bed as well. So we'll let you go here on this note, and we can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack tomorrow night and maybe right back up here at the broadcast booth, maybe one spot better and up in Victory Lane tomorrow evening.
I think that sounds good. Talk to you tomorrow.
See you, mister. Have a good night. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Sean Jessic. Is Jessic coming home there in position number 2? A great run and a great drive for that 19 ride, slipping away from that top spot, allowing Blake Murray to take this win away late in the race on that late race restart. A good move, good runs from both drivers. Just unfortunately, Sean Jessic could not pull this one off, and Blake Murray able to take it away from him here tonight as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 4 ride of Daniel Dow, as he comes home here in position number 3 here this evening. We'll pull our third place finisher up into the booth. Hey Daniel, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. They get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you, buddy.
Daniel, man, a great run and a great performance here from you all evening long. You've been up in about that third, fourth spot here all evening as you guys duked it out there on the racetrack. And late in this race, a little bit of craziness. We saw, Blake Murray and Lane Phillips, Brandon Honeycutt, kind of all around you there late in this one until that final caution flag was thrown. And then you're right there in that catbird seat watching Sean and Blake duke it out there in those closing laps. You're right there within striking distance if anything happened between them, but you just couldn't quite get into those top 2 spots here this evening, man. Take us back through this race and what's going through your mind coming home here on the podium.
Oh, man, I was elated to come home third. Heck, like you said, I ran third pretty much 90% of that race, and coming, with late caution like that, I figured I was going to be a sitting duck. So to be able to hold, I think it was Phillips off for third position there, I was grateful to be able to do that. And like I said, might have got lucky. That'd have been the only way I would have run, top 1 or 2 was if they took each other out, because I had nothing for them. I just had a really tough time tonight sitting there managing my tire wear, and I don't know, I just struggled all night with that, but at this track. But like I said, happy with the top 3, and like I said, we'll move on to next week.
Absolutely, brother. A very good run, a very strong performance here for you in that 4 ride tonight. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here at Iowa Speedway?
First and foremost, my teammates, our sponsor, Sparkle and Shine, Sean Kozier. Appreciate everything y'all do for the broadcast, and John and them for putting the league on, both Johns.
Absolutely. They do a lot of work in behind the scenes, making sure that everyone's here, everyone's having fun, and everything stays as, unbiased and as clean as possible out there on the racetrack. And we saw a lot of that good, clean racing here this evening, as we saw a lot of good green flag laps, a lot of great battles out there. You're able to come home and finish it off with a solid top 3 run, Dan. We can't wait to see you back out there on the racetrack, and huge congratulations again on the third place run here this evening.
Yes, sir, buddy. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our third place finisher, Daniel Dow, as he comes home here in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there out of that number 4 machine as he comes home in the 3rd spot. We're not going to pull anybody up, but we're going to give a shout out here as well to Brandon Honeycutt. Brandon Honeycutt started all the way back in the 25th position. He's the hard charger here on the evening, up 20 spots, able to go from 25th up into the top 5. What a run and what a drive there for that 13 ride of Brandon Honeycutt. As man, he was absolutely flying there late in this race, possibly some pit strategies, getting some tires onto that 13 ride later on, and he's able to use it to his advantage to give a solid top 5 run and the hard charger. As my boy Jeremy Vaughn says, hey Peace, we kept it on all 4 wheels. Brother, that's all you can do. Keep that shiny side up. Keep her pointed in the right direction. It's still a great run, too, for Jeremy. I mean, just outside the top 10 here. But, I mean, a very good run, a very good drive there for Mr. Vaughn. Up 12 spots on the racetrack. Started back in 23rd. And there's another driver that is a dirt driver. He comes from the dirt racing aspects of iRacing. He races dirt in real life. So taking these guys from the dirt side of things and putting them into behind the wheel of a NASCAR truck or a NASCAR Cup car, and putting them out there on the asphalt. That's normally how you get to the racetrack. not what you race on. And Jeremy's been able to keep on figuring it out week after week after week, continues to get better, continues to have these good, impressive runs, and a solid run again here this evening for you, brother. Congratulations on that one. Congratulations here to the whole field, man. That was a lot of fun. What we see, 4 or 5 caution flags here by the end in a 200-lap race. This is a full-length race, basically, that these drivers just ran. I don't know what the Truck Series ran on what was it? Friday, Saturday, something like that. I don't. What did they run? What did they run? NASCAR. Let me take a look here. Iowa. Well, I mean, the Xfinity guys were just there. It doesn't show how many laps they ran though, but I feel like that is a pretty close comparison. I feel like these guys run like 200 laps at this racetrack for the actual NASCAR Truck Series. So virtually a full NASCAR Cup Series race right there here at Iowa Speedway. And that's impressive that only 4 or 5 caution flags and some great racing. As Jeremy said, give me a pavement ride, laugh out loud. Yeah, someone put him behind the wheel of a real life late model or truck or anything. Hell, put him in a Legends car. Jeremy Vaughn, he'll get the job done. He'll put you at the front of the field. He'll put you into victory lane, whether it's dirt track or asphalt. The man can get her done. He's a wheel man, just like Kyle Larson, if they're on the racetrack. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, man. You guys were just popping off here this evening. A lot of comments, a lot of viewers, everyone tuning in, enjoying the racing action here this evening, and a great way to finish it off. Some great racing there, and I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone with the likes, the comments, the shares, I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're watching up to this point and you haven't done those yet, make sure you do those. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the follow and or subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And make sure you turn those bell notifications on. Drop a couple comments. Even if we're no longer live and you're re-watching the broadcast and you've made it to this point, make sure you hit the like and follow, subscribe button. Hit all those buttons. Hit every button and drop a couple comments. Let us know what you thought of the broadcast here this evening. But I'm going to get some sleep. I got to be out in the sun all day again tomorrow. And I'm going to probably feel like death in the morning, and I'm probably going to feel like death all night long. Hopefully, maybe try to get done a little early tomorrow. Maybe sit around in a pool somewhere and relax. Maybe take a little nap before we hop on for our broadcast tomorrow night. But listen, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I will see you guys all back in the next one. As Jeremy says, laugh out loud. Calm down, Peace. I will at least bring the car home in one piece. Okay, well, if you give him the steering wheel, he'll bring you back the steering wheel. That's all that really matters. He'll keep her in one piece. It might be some scratches, might be some bumps and bruises on the ride, but Jeremy, he'll get you back onto the trailer under the car's power. You won't be winching it up there, or you won't be pushing it on there, or the tow truck won't be pulling it on there. So you make sure you guys get a hold of Mr. Jeremy Vaughn Racing, and he'll help you into victory lane, or he'll help you onto the trailer. It's Bindu Hackney coming in, showing the love as well. Bindu Hackney, Keith's mom, coming in, showing the love here in this one. How are you, Mama Hackney? Unfortunately, we're just calling it an evening here right now. But, man, a great run, a great drive, and a great race there by all these drivers, man. A hell of a performance there by Sean Jessic and Blake Murray and Keith Hackney there for so many laps, man. And that was a lot of fun to watch and to be up here in the booth. But thank y'all for tuning in. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.
Brooks, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight mini golf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP Party Pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes, where every experience matters. Welcome to Scary Strokes, where fun meets fright, where every experience transports you to a world of fun. Play 18 holes of blacklight minigolf in ancient Egypt, a haunted house, and beyond the grave. Step inside our virtual reality arena, where you take control of video games and virtual worlds. Battle robots, shoot zombies, and compete against your friends. Throw your next birthday with our VIP party pack. Our party pros are ready to entertain you with a fright fest you'll never forget. Perfect for an action-packed date night full of flirty fun. Our state-of-the-art arcade has the latest games with the coolest prizes. Be sure to feast on some tasty morsels in the Graveyard Grill. So come on, bring your ghoulish gang over to Scary Strokes,